family, I got a special one for you guys today, and I'm going to walk you through step by step on what you need to do if this is something you desire in the future. Okay, listen, as always, I got a jam-packed video, so please keep it locked. Please make sure you like, subscribe, help this video get at least 1,000 likes. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. Okay, guys, number one, you need to pick a brokerage account. All right, and in today's lesson, I'm going to teach you this one coming from Robinhood. Okay, so check this out. When you have this open, you will see what I call your scorecard. Okay, and what I want you to ultimately do is make sure that you have turned your options on. So you need to go to your settings, or it might be the three bars to the right if you're on your mobile device, and you need to go down till you see options trading level 2. Okay, this needs to be turned on for you guys to be able to trade options. Okay, so these are the two main steps you need to do. Get you a brokerage account, okay, and then you got to turn your option settings on. Real quick, they might ask you some personalized questions like, do you have a job, how much money you make, all that kind of stuff. Know that that comes with the territory. Don't let that deter you. Okay, fill that out so that you can begin to learn a skill that can change your life. Okay, but then everybody do me a favor, this is the number one stock you should learn to trade. Okay, a lot of people often say, coach, I'm investing, but I want to now learn how to trade. What should I do? Where should I start? If you are new and looking to start, here's one of my recommendations that will at least allow you to get your feet wet. This is called the S&P 500. Okay.
Oh my god, dude. Internet.
Okay.
Memory. It's not internet.
The ticker symbol is SPY. Okay, so once you turn your options on, you're going to have a button that says trade. When you hit trade, you can go to trade options. Okay, so now you will have some dates. This is what we call buying time. Okay, so you have December 11th.
All right. SPY is failed breakout, whatever. It's up. It's a green day. It's fine. It's good. Nice. What's up, eBay? What's up, music? There's 4 of you in here. Who are the other 2 lurkers? Where are you from? Sorry for all the microphone noise. So we've got a watch list here, and then we've got a bunch of stocks here listed by market cap. So there we go. All right, so the microphone is kind of loud, isn't it? It's not loud, it's just like over gained. There we go, that's better. As long as I don't go like this, I should be fine. Okay, that's better. Alright, so NVIDIA had a green day. Finally. Is having a green day. God, this memory is horrible. Something about this just taking up a ton of memory. Google had a little bounce, maybe having a bounce here. I don't want to touch Google. I don't want to touch NVIDIA. Amazon getting slightly more interesting. Tesla had a green day. Okay, so hopefully that'll form out a flag or something. Avigo does not look good still. TSM looks fine. Great. Really. Very exciting. Yeah. What's very exciting? NVIDIA? Lily's holding in there. What else here? Walmart's holding in here. Palantir is kind of drifting down. We just ignore that. Just watch, but waiting for puts to expire tomorrow. Puts on what? The markets, SPY. So if you're waiting for puts to expire, then you bought puts and the market went down a little bit. So once you bought them, I don't know how options work. I mean, I do. I just not really. ASML's down, holding. It still looks horrible. APBV looks horrible. BABA looks pretty ugly. I made a decision. I bought AVGO today. Oh god, don't tell me that shit. Excuse me, don't tell me that. Ugh. Bravo is holding in there. AMD is holding in there. Intel puts. You sold puts on Intel. That's a reasonable thing. I mean, I don't really believe in options, but because Intel's already down so much. God, this memory is just taking up so much. Yeah, AMD. I wouldn't want an AMD. GE. A lot of strength, but too slow. Cisco, too slow. IBM looks ugly. Micron. Serious failed breakout today, even though it had strength. It closed pretty weak, so everyone's all excited about it, but I think the numbers are great too. Whatever, I guess it's still on watch. It's definitely on watch. I'm just being nitpicky. So that's on watch. Morgan Stanley. I can't even, just gonna ignore these finance names because Thinkorswim just ruins them on the chart. Caterpillar is not great. Whatever. XP, that flag never happened. Merck. Strength. A little higher, low. Slow, but fine. CRM holding up there. I guess Merck is on watch. I can't believe I'm saying that. What else? CRM holding in there. RTX, a little strength. Apple oven, bounce off the 50. That needs to go sideways some. Shop, somewhat interesting. I mean, you can't just put all the names that went up on your watch list because they went up today, right? That's because the market went up today. So that would be dumb, right? Shopify, failed breakout. TMO looks horrible. I'm posting this again. You guys can't see this, but the streaming thing is all messed up. Like, I don't understand what's going on here. The chat doesn't load. And then, like, there's memory problems. Alright, now it's working a little better. The semi thing went up. City, I guess. I mean, I don't know why you would want City after it went sideways so much there. AMAT, whatever. ISRG is just slow. QCOM, whatever. MG, whatever. GV, little bounce, whatever. Intel, yeah. Booking, nothing. NE, nothing. Boeing is still below the 200, but it's interesting. KLIC, something. Just call it nothing. APH, whatever. ANAT, whatever. Capital One remains somewhat interesting. Guild, whatever. PFE. Pfizer sold off. Low. failed. ADI maybe holding. I don't know. Well, whatever, crowd, whatever. BX, whatever. KKR, whatever. Vertex maybe finds the moving average here. CAGB, MY, I don't know what to do with that. NEM is gold. So gold held in there. Silver, a little failure. Right, dollar went down, or dollar actually held. 10-year went up. Nope, 10-year went down. I don't know what happened today. The dollars goes down, bonds go up, stocks go up. But I clearly don't understand how it all works. Palladium just will not quit. Actually, the futures did come down a little bit. Copper holding in there. Natural gas, whatever. Crude oil, whatever. Oh, something is messed up with the streaming. This is killing me. HCA. There's nothing there. Hood, whatever, failed. That was pretty unpredictable on Starbucks. Palladium is a beast. Mu, I did look at it, but it's interesting for sure. It would have been great if it went up even higher, but it didn't, because the guidance was great or something, or margin was great. I don't know. So yeah, it's on watch. Dash is holding in there. CVS holding in there. Damn, UPS was predictable, but it's just too slow moving. 3M looks slow and coming down. CDNS, nothing. CRH, this thing has been a mess. This is not actually a breakout. It only went to 129. But still. APO, just ignore that. That's messy. Another gold name, AM. See, this is just so slow. Something is happening on my computer, and I don't know what it is. I turned down the frame per second. It's not thinkorswim. Margins are great, yeah. Nvidia is 70-ish as well, yeah. Marriott's holding in there. Dell failure. ABB still looking like a short. Hasn't broken down yet though. HWM holding in there. Maybe it forms a channel or something. New little bounce. Generon nowhere. RCL still rubbing up against that level. ITUB nothing. Snow starting to curl, but I don't trust it. Corning starting to bounce, don't trust it. Barrick, another gold name. EMR, stop, get this out of here. GCI, holding in there. MRVL, nothing interesting. CMI, nothing interesting. So FCX did not go, but it's still holding in there. This copper name, Warner Brothers. Yep, went down lower. Man, what a missed short opportunity. It did it so smoothly, it didn't spike up or anything like that. Gap up. Net looks like it could be a short. HLT, not great. Tell, nothing. Core, and nothing. Carvana looks pretty interesting, actually. CNQ, nothing. Memory name, strong, SDX. Let's Philip Morris, PM. I don't like the little red day being bigger than the previous green day, but could be wrong. And again, UNH, you want to wait for a sideways day. Something like this little day was perfect sideways day. See how it's so small compared to the previous one? Could be wrong, but PWR, I don't want that yet. Western Digital holding in there, VRT, PCAR, no. SLB is kind of interesting. It's like a cheat buy. SRE, ignore that. NXPI. I'm still looking like a short. Gapped up as well. IDX, no, it's just too little. Veil, I don't know which way is this going to break. F, whatever. Rocket. Strength, but now I don't know what to do with it. Off this left side peak. Precious metals, gold, still building out something. Wouldn't be a totally crazy way to buy gold, to buy this, depending on what it does tomorrow. But I have a lot of stuff on this watch list. I can't just keep acting like all these gold variants. ALN Y maybe bounce. ARGX, I don't know. PSX, more failure. URI, nothing. Below, nothing. AU. D-Dogs, terrible. CBRE holding in there. AIG holding in there. Airlines, I don't know about that. Ferg, LVS. Definitely getting compressed. Can't tell if it's going up or what. But I guess I can put that on the list. TJT failure. MPWR, I don't know. DHI, I don't know. Rook, I don't know. BKR. Reddit, big failure. Wow. Big move up in failure. AU looks like it's ready to go. As the gold names go, but again, as I mentioned, they're all gold, so it's all same. HEI, no. Fang, Bale. FICO, may be interesting. I don't know. Baidu might be interesting here, but I'd rather just wait on that one. CTSH, no. L had a good day. I don't know. TRGP, I don't know. CCJ, I don't know. IQV, ignore that. MLM, ignore that. eBay, ignore that. GEHC, ignore that. CCL. Some strength coming into earnings. Just gotta let that be. ARES, ignore that. UAL, strong. It's like the strongest airline. That can keep building out. That's interesting. WAB, nothing new, nothing. That's a failure, actually. Shorted it. Or short opportunity. I did not short it. STT. That doesn't look great. ISM bounce. EXP. Fisco. EXPE looks pretty crazy. In a good way. Put that on the list. VSCO. Yeah, that's interesting. It's up a lot. It could definitely pull back, but it doesn't look as weak as the other retail ones. Tiva. It looks great, but it's a biotech. BCJ, whatever this is. Whatever. Microchip fail. Mongo finally going. Wow. Keys holding in there. I don't know. Kinross gold. ODFL looks fine. It's a little like just small. SoFi. That's still looking like a short. Fix. Had some strength, but whatever. SanDisk. Some strength, continuing to build out. Rocket Lab, Big Green Day, building out HP, whatever. Whatever. Nutra, TRA, CLS. CVE, SIF holding there, SYF. Dollar General, still solid. Teradyne, whatever. NTR, I don't want that. CN, let that go. NRG, no, too low. SATS, let that build out. Or Story, MTD, not looking good. PALA, maybe a bounce. I don't care. FSLR needs to build out. SoFi is dead money for months. IBKR looks bad. SoFi, yeah, it's not interesting. ADM, maybe a bear flag. Like it could go down. I don't know. Core, I can't really tell which way that's going to go. EME, I don't know. ZM's got to pull back. Ulta, I don't know. Looks okay. OMC coming back a little bit. This OMC is, I don't know what to do with it. It's just weird. TPR, let that do something. I don't know. EXC, STLDs to come back a little. Dollar Tree coming down some after that shelf. Affirm, gotta build something out. CFG, it's just a choppy thing in the past. CRDO coming down, whatever. Maybe bottom. BIIB, let that form out a shelf here. Rivian, with these crazy big green candles. I guess the gap up was the tell, but wow. Off of this. Didn't get it. A-Lab. Keep an eye on that. Light optoelectronics. Keep an eye on those. Wouldn't be crazy to buy light here. The tight stop. If you can actually have a little bit of faith in the stop, which I don't always. PHM, no. Flex, no. JBL, no. Lados, no. Ikes. EIX. Still building something out, but choppy, but interesting how, I don't know. Hub, I don't know. Futsu, I don't know. Cyber, Wysum, RL, build something out. Divin, I don't know. Oh, Devin Watt, PSTG, I don't know. Text, gotta go sideways. NTAP, on. Uther, Pass, Love, maybe up short. Twilio, still strong here. Cassie, I don't know. Illumin, I don't know. NBIS, nothing cooking there. CHRW did have a move. That's interesting. It was looking to just messy, even though this is not a real print. So should have at least kept an eye on that one. Kept an eye on that one. I don't think I had that. I don't think I thought it was clean enough to even mention it at all in here. So SKE, something resources, Skina. Oh, gold and silver. Yeah, that stuff should be holding in there if this isn't totally liquid. Yeah, it's totally liquid. And it's also going down. I don't like that pattern. CTRA could be short as well. WST, I don't know. NC, weak, U, I don't know what to do with that. Could hold 44, might not. B, holding in there. Not really at all. DKS, whatever. SGI, whatever. RGLD, another gold name. JBHT, I don't know what to do with that. BKG, I don't know what to do with that. STS, I don't know. FTI failed. WWT. This thing is just taking a while. Burl is a mess. TLN is a mess. DD, slow. MTZ, whatever. APTV, true. Just a choppy thing, even though it's moving up. TKO is actually came down a little bit. This thing was. Now it's hard to tell what it did. Pre-market prints and everything. XPO failed even more. ALB went. Ba-boom. IonQ down. RPRX. Roku. Maybe building something out, but just ignore that. FN, I don't know about that. COO. Still holding it in there. CRS may be interesting. ONON, I don't like that. Tall wicks. VT, I don't know. US, I don't know. BXT, Roiv, I don't know. RBMD, nothing. And Bix, I don't know even know what that is. Ball. Don't like the channel. UHS, don't like it. DSN, JKSY. Toll, don't like it. Win, don't like it. TSEM, NXT, I don't know. MTSI, I don't know. Wayfair. Wayfair's out of here. That's just too big of a down candle. Take it off the list. ENTJ, another failure. HL is kind of building something out. The mining and the coal and all that still remains interesting. ACAM as well is interesting, I think. Although it's just channeling up, I'd love to see it do something first before, DJT, what kind of trade? A long trade? I don't know. Yeah, if you're going to buy it tomorrow, buy it at like 15 and stop out at like 14.9, kind of just like a lottery ticket. We'll just let ACAM go. Joby, I don't like that. GH, weak. IONS holding. AA went. MDGL, I don't know. Pen, I don't know. Oclu, down sassy. Yucky, mRNA. WCC, CCK, pulled back, unsurprising. But also didn't short it, so. And shorting it would have been like, I read it open. Cart, big day, LAGN, whatever, AHS, whatever, EPAM, whatever. CDE still interesting. MKSI holding in there. Iron holding in there. AAL, Gap holding in there. Jazz holding in there. MGM. It's interesting, not crazy. Five's a little crazy. RMBS, NCLH, some failures. AMKR. The steel name, STRL, or whatever construction name. This thing really unwound. MP looks ugly. PLNT, whatever. ARWR. Holding in there. Don't love it. Some failures. KRWR, QBTX, ABVX, SAIA, Dino, Yucky, KNX, I don't know. Path, I don't know. Bros, need to pulse back at some point. Lift. AG's okay. Don't love AG at this point. TTC, it's an earnings pullback. We'll let that build something out. RGTI, I don't know. CLF still interesting. Mod, I don't know. TTMI, I don't know. EAT. It's not great. Hopefully it can go sideways a little bit. APLD, we'll ignore that. QS, Sim looks ugly. C1. I guess that's worth watching. This is kind of a crazy chart. Lemonade. Endlessly. Well, difficult, but yeah, it went open or that. Just keeps drifting down for now. Cypher, I don't know about that. RDNT. Bill went. Not that I saw it before. We'll just ignore Bill. I don't know. Could be a breakout over 56, but it'd have to be a big green day in the market. PL still holding. Smaller name. ANF now looking like it could go up more. PI, weird bounce. Riot, I don't know what to do with that. Wolf, I don't know. AEO, still holding up. With ANF, cores, little bounce. Turn coming down more. LEU, uranium, whatever. Maybe a short sometime. HUT coming down significantly, so hopefully that can build something out. EOS, nothing there. Ondas, nothing there. BBAI, nothing there. So, here's the deal. We've got a lot of names. None of them are like exceptional, but it's a lot of the same names from yesterday and a handful of new ones. So, what we can do is we can say which of these are new. Obviously, the ones I already had on the list are not new. HUD I can probably take off here. It's a little crazy. Reddit. I don't know what to do with that at this point. Bros. needs to pull back or do something. And then some of these went. MTN is probably, well, yeah, I don't know why it went down so much. I'm going to take that off. So Muse on the list, as people expected. You know, everyone's watching. You want to watch the thing people are watching. This thing can probably go. HBM that day was just too ugly, whatever this failure was. I guess it was in pre-market, so we can leave it, but Mu, AIG actually looks pretty interesting. Did have a red day today, so don't love that. Merck is somewhat interesting. Carvana is somewhat interesting. This Visco looks like ODFL. I don't know. Teva's a biotech. Light in terms of risk reward, probably one of the more interesting ones here. And then HL needs to build out. E needs to do something. C1 oddly looks kind of interesting. Software names as well. And then I guess I'd take ANF over Visco. I don't really know. But yeah. And then what else? UAL maybe. Don't love it. Carvana is actually can make crazy moves, so I guess that's on here, but you gotta be careful with that. And I guess AIG, I don't know. Almost want to look at some 30-day charts for these, just to maybe see if there's anything that looks super constructive, ready to go. This UAL is definitely in the running. Maybe Merck. Let's see if we really zoom out what we can see here. AIG. I know this probably hurts people's eyes. It hurts my eyes. Yeah. I guess this UAL and this Merck and this AIG. Probably go with the one that is kind of undercutting here. But it would have to gap down. I don't know. This is impossible finding a sixth name. So, yep. Alright, so there's a watch list and a focus list. You can see those. They should be totally visible now. The ones in light blue. Okay. They're all stacked up. We can get going here. Micron's the story. They had earnings, super great earnings. Apparently super high margin as high as NVIDIA. So. Bitcoin still getting wrecked, by the way. Of course, Ethereum too. Alright, so time to talk. Not that this isn't talking, but yeah. So let's make sure we get those names written here. Mu, AIG, Light, Carvana, ANF, C1. Those are the interesting names. I don't know what is going on with this Windows 11. I just want to put this up where I had it. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh God, we forgot about this. I was doing a little bit of rearranging. There we go. Something like that. Ought to be all right. Okay. All right, and once again, there's one person on YouTube. That's great. Good questions. And then on X, are we even streaming to X? Got a bunch of bot questions. Some sort of. Oh, this guy is actually a trader. This guy on X, but I don't know what he's commenting on. I have no idea what this weird comment on X is, but we'll get going anyway. We encourage all sort of weird comments and activities, I guess. Oh, he retweeted it and he liked it and he commented twice. And he has follow back. I don't know how I'm concerned. We're just going to stick on YouTube. That sounds a little safer. Okay. Oh. Try not to hit the microphone here. If you missed Tesla, this stock is next. Could be your last chance. I'm not a financial advisor, but Micron just had excellent earnings. Stock is up significantly. The market itself is up somewhat. The margins on Micron are incredible, about 70%, similar to Micron margins, similar to NVIDIA margins. NVIDIA is down, so of course, NVIDIA is not sounding like the stock of interest. Anyway, Bitcoin's down. The dollar is not really doing anything. The 10 years not doing too much. Don't really have to worry about natural gas, crude oil, anything like that. All we can really say is you can't short this market, even though it's not the strong bull market that we had. Bear market is a little bit of a slip here. Maybe we'll get another month. This could be a sort of, end of year tax loss harvesting week where we might have some sales. But all we really have to say is there's a stock that's up right now. And if you missed Tesla, which did have a pretty significant run in the last week, Tesla came down to earth a little bit today. Micron could be next. There are some other stocks that are looking great as well. I'll show you those in a second, but if you're slow on time, AIG, LITE, Carvana, CVNA, Light, LITE, and C1, which is a software name. I'm not super familiar with CWAN, but they all seem to be holding up. A lot of those you're familiar with: optoelectronics, insurance. Carvana is like online car shopping. I guess that's software. C1 is software as well, and ANF is Abercrombie and Fitch. So again, hope this helps, but not financial advice. Like this video if you want more ideas.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 All right, so here's the Micron chart. Here's the sort of failure, failed breakout, but it held green, okay? And here's the market. So a little bit of bounce, but also the market had a failed breakout, so no big deal that Micron failed a little bit. And yesterday was a big day. The earnings in the after hours. So this thing went up a bunch and then pulled back, and now we have a level to risk off of around 250 on the dot. AIG sort of building out a flag here. This big slow moving company with a change of character. It's something to pay attention to for sure. It's a ton of volume. 400 million of volume, right? Optoelectronic stock light holding in here. You can risk off this shelf, really like that. Carvana, again, risk off a shelf, pivot point. Always been super strong. And then Abercrombie and Fitch holding up. All the retail names are pretty strong, but this one is forming a flag. Sure, it went up 7 green days in a row and then had a red day, and then now we're seeing if we can just keep going up higher. But C1 broke out of this channel as well a little bit today, so I'd keep an eye on that. I mean, it had previously had a failed breakout, but it closed green today, so that's positive. So those are the big movers. And then as far as names that are just generally of interest still, well, those aren't really movers. Those are ones that are of interest immediately. Names that are of interest in the next week, depending on how you see this. Capital One, COF, SIL, which is just silver, which doesn't look, excellent. Today's down a little bit compared to yesterday. There was some profit taking. So I'll try to be Mr. Macro. People say CPI happened today, so that was good or something, and then the market went up, so that's great. When the market goes up, people buy stocks and they sell silver and gold, even though I guess CPI would be good for silver and gold. I don't know. If you're worrying about this stuff, you're probably not trading. I don't know what to say. This isn't really supposed to be trading. This is supposed to be investing, but I keep coming back to this thing. I like it. An investment is a trade gone right? So you want to have a really low win rate. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. Seriously, let me know in the comments. CBRE is holding in there. EL holding in there. Probably need to let this play out. 3 green days. DG holding in there. Dollar Tree notably not. So Dollar General holding. Lemonade looks good as well. PCAR is kind of holding in there. It's just drifting down. It's not like a GEV base, but it's interesting. CDE holding in there. Mining name kind of just building something out. CLO grinding up. Interesting. This is a live recording too, so if you're joining right now, you can see this is actually live, and your comments do show up here. So they'll also end up in the recording, but you should know that. Gaps holding in, a little bit of failed breakout, but holding in. Lulu, nice to come down to earth a little bit. Maybe that can build out a little bit. Vertex, hopefully have a little green day. That could get a super good option entry there. And GCT, failed breakout. So we'll see how that maintains. Titan, not much going on there. Gold, not much going on there. Mongo did break out a little bit, so that could be interesting. SanDisk maybe go sideways a bit. CLF, interesting, but really slow. AA broke out a little bit. ALP broke out a bit, so let's go sideways. FCX didn't go. STLD kind of held in there, whatever. HBM, whatever. Notably, this wick is during pre-market, so you can just ignore that. It's actually pretty good when you consider that ignored. Twilio holding in there. Might come back to earth, sort of Rivian style, and then go again. CRM holding in there. Merck's awesome for a big company. App, maybe pull back and then go. Would be great. SLP, just pretty solid. WPM, solid gold option. LVS is slow but interesting. UAL would be great to build out a flag, but more like EXPE. But UAL might just go and then fail and then make a mockery and a mess. And I don't know. Visco is holding in there. ODFL holding in there. Tiva is biotech, but I still have it on here. And then HL mining name. EAT holding in there. Bill, another software name, holding in there. So as far as ETFs, PPH holding in there as long as XBI. I'll try to say holding in there as little as possible, but pretty sure XBI and Lebu are the same thing, so I should just pick one, but one of them's leveraged. I think it's Lebu. XLV is healthcare. It's doing fine. XLF, financials selling off some. Industrials finally coming back to a good spot, and then utilities coming back to a good spot. Makes sense. These are all green pretty much. The market was green. XLY is whatever it is. I always forget. Consumer discretionary. If someone could tell me what that is, that'd be great. XLP is maybe consumer staples. I don't know what that really is either. That must be like, I have no idea what stocks are in that. Someday I'll actually learn what all of these XL ones are, but for now, I don't really want to get too caught in the weeds, so we're just going to, XLO is something too, I guess. No, that's an actual stock. See, that's why I don't do too many XOs. You want to focus on the SPY, okay? And then as far as, so these are the names if you're just, joining this live recording. Mu, AIG, Light, Carvana, ANF, and C1. And I've got previous names on here, but, you knew that. As far as random news that's probably completely unrelated to the market and useless, there's stuff going on with Venezuela. What else? Oh yeah, DJT did the thing. So if you're risky, you can buy that or short it or whatever you want to do. But I don't even want to talk to it. Blah blah blah. This is like cigarettes to me. We can just ignore that VC stuff. And then yeah, I don't know really what's going on otherwise for big stock ideas. I'm sure your feed pretty much looks like mine. And there's just not that much to see macro wise. Of course, macro is not really a real thing. I mean, it is, but in terms of making money in the markets, you're better off just ignoring it pretty much. Just look at the SPY and the individual stocks. Random sort of chart art. What else? I didn't even look at some of these big. I did actually, but so what happened with Oracle today? Yeah, nothing. We could just ignore that. Blah 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 blah. There's a whole bunch of just uninteresting stuff here. IWM, not too impressive. Boy, we just gotta ignore DJT. Oh my god, there's a bunch of some coins. All right, this idea of going on X was terrible. It was a terrible idea. I don't know what I was thinking. So as far as other names, look, all the names are doing what the names do. It's pretty uninteresting as far as what they've been up to. I mean, this is one way to look at crazy moves today. Rivian was definitely a crazy move. PCG, I don't know what to do with that. AEO, retail's up. AAL, I don't know if that's going to hold. NCLH is a cruise name. I don't know if that's going to hold. Ball is drifting. BMY, I don't know. And then as far as names that went down a lot, well, some of these are a little messed up, but I mean, it was a Green Day. Veil could be a short. High Tub could be a short. This doesn't look great. Path, I don't know about buying that. That seems crazy. WBD is kind of in no man's land. I would kind of leave that alone, even though it might go down another day. Otherwise, yeah, there's not too much that totally got wrecked today. And then, let's see, NVIDIA is the biggest stock in the market and it hasn't done anything. So how's this for a little experiment? Why don't we just cut it here? And if this video totally bombs, then I'll continue doing long videos and short live streams and change up the thumbnails. I have no idea what I'm going to do. If you like this idea video, if you like the ideas here, stocks, hit the like button. Helps the YouTube algorithm, helps me make sure I'm doing something, not just talking to a wall. If you want a free course on how to find the next NVIDIA, it's 30 minutes. It's without cabling on startups. You can hit that subscribe. I'll post that right after I post that video, so you'll see that for subscribers. And if you want to check out the #1 community for busy investors, head over to stockscommunity.com. You're going to see some pretty awesome results. Seriously.
Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.